The topic is cost plus versus output based structure. Which way forward for the FM industry? Now, without further ado, I would like to invite our esteemed panelists on stage. Mr. Prasanna Shastri, Managing Director, Topline Business, Vice President and Head, 1SIS.
Now, moving on to question to Prasanna here is, what according to you, you feel is a better model out of the two? And or do you think that there are horses for courses?
In FM, there is no one size fits all kind of model. It depends upon what is the requirement, what is the kind of nature of work. Going forward, I'm seeing that the trend is going to be the SLA or output or activity-based contracts, which will be the future. Cost plus, when the risk appetite is less, you don't want to take a risk. Mostly it is basically cost plus. But then when we talk about SLA and activity-based models, here the productivity is what counts. Here the transformation is from deployment or having physical people to getting that work in that 8 hours time and making sure that we meet the client's SLAs. So that's where the difference is. I think it's going to be activity output SLA based contracts, which is going to be the way forward. But then again, depends upon the nature of work. If the work is monotonous, cost plus is okay. If the work is fluctuating, the necessity of a output based contract will be very much essential at that time. That's what is my take.
Sure. Thanks, Prasanna.
Add one.
Sure.
Today's SLAs contracts are mostly, I would rather say it is glorified cost plus hybrid model. I would rather say, it has got all the ingredients of cost plus. It has got all the internal KPIs of a service provider factored in as the external KPI, whereas it should have been the other way around. The flexibility should have been more for the service provider, and the customer's satisfaction levels or the other cleaning efficiencies. Those should be the measurement parameters rather than looking at what is the input which the service provider is doing. It should be the end result which matters. That's where probably it should be moving towards.
I think hybrid post-COVID. That brings me to the last question to Prasanna for the day today is, once we are moving from an input-based or a cost-plus model to an SLA, the on-site employees that are there, how do you think you can upskill them to get prepared for these changes?
I would rather say the change. The change is, or transformation is from the deployment to productivity. So this change needs to be driven top down. It cannot be only at the site level that you talk about. It has to be top down. Unless we talk about productivity, measuring that, making sure that people are aligned, all these things will not work. And I always say performance or productivity is equal to ability into motivation. So you might be well skilled, skill must be there, but then if you are not motivated enough to deliver the result, you will not get the performance unless you have the motivation to do it. So it's basically a multiplication factor, ability and motivation. Skill and motivation. That's how the performance can come. So site level team needs to be trained on all these aspects of how to become more productive, how to measure, how to measure their own work and get the certification from the client on a daily or shift-wise basis. It's a transformation which we have to go through. And then site level leadership also is something which we need to talk about here, because it's not just the operations manager who come from the office once in a week, twice in a week, or whatever to the site. It is the site level. What kind of leaders have we chosen at the site who can manage these works? Most of the works on the SLA side will be technology driven. You will have to have some kind of a measurement matrix. You might have to have an app or all these things. At Topline, we have a lot of things which we try to get it on a daily basis or shift-wise basis on an app and all that. So this transformation definitely will be top down, and it will be at every level. It includes a lot of training, continuous training for that matter. And that's That's how it can change. And it's a slow process. It doesn't happen in a day. One good thing which we could have, we have been able to do is, we are a young company, 5 years old company, and we are not too large. We are not, resistant to change to that extent. So from the day one, we set up this particular concept on SLA, activity and volume based. So 60-70% of my contracts are on that. So that's how we have been able to sustain, because that's how you build a competitive advantage. Otherwise, we are competing with stalwarts. So that's how it is. Just one thing which I wanted to add. SLA should also come with incentives. It should not be only penalties, rather. That's how is my take. Because good, you deduct, but then you also motivate people with incentives. That's how. Yeah, well done. Yes.
And our moderator.